Hello, BookTube. Hello, friends. Welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and it is time to talk about my goals for 2023. It is a few days past Christmas, and so it is a few days until New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I have been thinking a lot about what I want to accomplish in the next year and what I need to change, what I need to do differently, and so I thought I would just share it with you. So this video is going to be mostly my reading goals and how that relates to all the other things happening in my life, but I will try to remember to share with you a couple of other things that are not really reading related when I get to the end of this video. In fact, I already filmed it once and forgot to do all of that stuff. I signed off, started my washer, so if you can hear that in the background, and the dog's barking, my apologies. But anyway, I thought I would just go back from the beginning and do this again because honestly, that first take was very rambly. And I want to just give you my goals without taking forever. So, here we go. Now, my reading goals, a lot of people start out with their Goodreads reading goal. I don't really pay much attention to that except to watch it multiply over 100%. I usually set it at 150, which is where I'll set it again this year. But this year, it looks like I am going to come dangerously close to 400 books. I probably won't quite hit it. I think I'm on track right now to finish about 390. And of course, a lot of that is audio. But I did read a lot more print books in 2022 than I have in the years previous. In fact, I'm going to be very interested to see if I can count at least 100 of those as print books, not including the children's storybooks, because those are in my number of 390. That includes all of the Dr. Seuss books and any other children's storybooks that I read during the year. All right, so most of my goals really boil down to time management and also being able to get through as many of the books on my shelves as possible and move them out of my house to not, this time I'm not going to say to make room for more, because I don't really want to bring a lot more books into my house. I want to read and deal with the ones that I have accumulated already. And by deal with, I mean the books that I have acquired to resell on eBay. So that's all included in my goals, but let me just kind of break it down so that it hopefully makes sense to you. I want to read as many books as I can on audio that I already own. So that includes series, standalones, really just as many books as I own. I want to get through as many of those that I can on audio. So to start that project, a couple months ago, I started going through all of my cozy mysteries and looking up each series and author individually to see what I could get on audio. And I literally did pull all of those books off the shelves and put them into boxes so that they are separated. And because I did that, I now have room for the things that are left on my shelves. I also went through my women's fiction and my general fiction. Part of my general fiction and women's fiction were already on my BookTube spin list, and for 2022, I had made a list of, instead of 20, I accidentally made 21, but it was a list of 21 books that I owned that I could get on audio, and I have gotten through 8 of those. So now I have 13 left, and so those went in my new TBR jar, as well as all of the other books that I have looked up so far, which include pretty much all of my general fiction and women's fiction and cozy mysteries. So I have a TBR jar now of standalones and a TBR jar of series books, and I'm really just rebooting my whole TBR jar system. I am going to do another video, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, where I basically wrap up the TBR jar books that I drew out over a year ago and tell you about those books. And then that jar will stay because I still have books in that jar that I want to get through. But instead of reading, or instead of drawing out 6 or 8 books at a time and just reading them throughout the year, I'm going to draw out one at a time and make a plan to read at least one book per month out of that nonfiction TBR jar. And if I don't finish it in the month, that's okay. I will just keep reading it until I finish it. But the goal is to try to get through one a month. And I'm not sure how many books I have left in that jar, but at a rate of one a month, I probably still have a couple of years left on that group of books. Then I have, like I mentioned, a TBR jar of series, and most of those are cozy mystery, although I will be adding other series. I have some Christian fiction series and a couple of fantasy series that I am going to be putting in that jar as well, and I have some Amish series that I won't put in the jar because I will just read those in April, for Amish in April. But my plan is, during my TBR video each month, I will draw out 2 series that I can listen to on audio, and I will definitely try to get through and finish 1 series. And I think I can get through 2 because my overall goal for audiobooks is to listen to a book a day. And I think I can do that first thing, and then I can spend the rest of the day that I'm, instead of listening to the next audiobook, I will listen to YouTube videos. And as I'm listening to audiobooks and YouTube videos, I will be working on accomplishing all of the physical goals in my house as far as eBay listings, shipping, and cleaning, organizing, purging, all of that stuff. So just to kind of refresh you on how I start my day, in case you never saw my video about how I start my day. I actually have a couple of videos. I did do a video a couple of years ago about my morning devotional, and I can put that here if you're interested in seeing kind of how I structure my morning devotional. So I will continue to do that. I usually read a daily page out of the Journey magazine, and then I like to try to also pick up a devotional book or a Christian nonfiction inspirational book and read a few pages out of that every day. And so that is part of my devotional. That's how I structure it. And then at that point, when I'm done with that, had my prayer, read some scripture, and read anything I'm including in my devotional, then I can read any of my other books in print that I'm reading. So another one of my goals is that I am planning to not let myself start and be in the middle of any more than 3 books in print at any given time during the year. No more than 3. Now that's going to be hard because I've already made some goals about things that I want to read, but I'm really trying to scale back and focus more on audio. I think I'm just going to proclaim this year the year of the audiobook for me and try to get through as many audiobooks as I can because I really want to stop reading at 8:30. At 8:30, then I need to give my daughter her medicine. We eat breakfast. I also do read a devotion with her, and then I need to get going with the business of getting work done. Now I don't know if you heard, I work at a bookstore 2 days a week. One of the days I work from the whole time that the store is open, from 10 to 4. And then on the other day, because I have a nursing home ministry that I'm a part of that our church does on Friday mornings, I do that first, and then I go to work at the bookstore from noon to 4. But both Tuesday and Friday, I have to be somewhere before 10 a.m. So I have to stop reading at 8:30 on those days. So why not just stop reading at 8:30 every other day and, get myself ready and then get something done. So that is the plan, and I think I can accomplish that if I am only reading no more than 3 books at any given time. So that is one of my definite goals. Now, I also have some challenges and things that I plan to be a part of. You've already heard about the read-alongs. If you already saw my video where I announced 2 of the read-alongs and reading challenges that the Killing Time with Cozies group is doing, and I am participating in both of those. One of those is to read the Southern Sewing Circle Mysteries by Elizabeth Lynn Casey, and those are not on audio, but I've read 2 of them already, so I don't need to pick up with that challenge until March. That gives me January and February to squeeze in a couple of other books, and I do want to try to read the sequel to Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, which is World Without End. And we had planned to read Pillars of the Earth in 2 months, but then all these other things, kept getting in the way, and I didn't really know what to expect, and so I just took most of the year to get it read. Now I know what to expect. So I think if I put my mind to it, I can read World Without End in January and February. So then that frees up the rest of the year to finish other things, especially if I am only reading no more than 3 books at any given time. Now, again, that doesn't count audio. That is just books in print. And it does not count whatever book I'm reading as part of my devotional. So, you know, you might look at Goodreads, if you look on my currently reading list at any given time, and it might say 6, but one of those is probably going to be a book of the Bible, one is going to be a devotional book, and, you know, at least one will be an audiobook, and then the other 3 will be books that I'm reading in print. And it doesn't mean I can only read 3 books a month. Some might not take me as long, and then I can pick up something shorter, or just go ahead and start another book that carries over into the next month. Y'all know I don't like to carry books over, but as long as I don't carry them over into the next year, I'm coming to terms with that. All right, so what are my goals for my SAS list, or series about series? So I came up with 3 different prompts because it's 2023, so why not play around with the number 3? So 3 different prompts, and I'm going to try to at least accomplish 3 different things on each of the 3 prompts. So I have 3 trilogies that are from my middle grade challenge I gave myself in 2021, where I had said I was going to finish 12 middle grade trilogies that I had only read the first one of, and I got all of those done except 3. And so those 3 trilogies, so that's a total of 6 books because I read the first one, that is my goal, my trilogy's goal. I want to finish all 3 of those trilogies. And then the next prompt was to finish or catch up with any series that I have 3 or less left in. And I have 3 series left from my SAS list for 2022. One of them, I have more than 3 books to read, but I'm still going to go ahead and count that as one of my 3 series. Most of them I can get on audio. I have 4 that I'm going to have to read in print, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to make progress and hopefully finish that series. And that's the Quilts of Love series by multiple authors. And then the third prompt was to pick some series and read at least 3 books, make that much progress in each of those series. So I'm going to count the series that I am reading with the Killing Time with Cozies group, the Southern Sewing Circle, and all of the Jen McKinley series, which is the other read-along that I already announced. We are reading all 3 of her Cozy Mystery series, and we're going to try to finish 24 books, all in publication order, on audio. Some are, well, they're all on audio, but I can't get all of them on audio without paying extra. So I am going to read some of those in print, and I'm going to listen to all that I can on audio. And so I'm going to count those as series that I'm working on. I may actually, if the mood strikes me and I have time, pick up another series that I own that I would need to read in print. But really, I'm just going to focus on audio. So I will end up reading a lot of other series on audio. And I'm really just not going to worry about anything that I own that I need to read in print. I didn't get all my goals accomplished for 2022, but I am going to let those ride. There's a few Christmas books I might want to try to read next December, but I'm just not going to stress about what I can't get read. And I'm just going to work really hard to get through as many audiobooks as I can so that I can move those out of my house. So then I think that's about it. In a nutshell, I am doing the Serious About Series Challenge, and I am going to proclaim this the year of the audiobook and kind of reboot my TBR jar. I do still want to try to finish all the Newbery winners. I thought I could finish them in 2022, but I still have like 15 or 17 left, somewhere in that number. And most of what I have left I can only get in print. So again, I don't want to stress about it. If I can't get them all read, I will probably try to pick at least one a month and work to read that. But if I don't get it done, it carries over. And, the other challenge I want to try to finish is the ABC challenge that the Killing Time with Cozies group did in 2022. I only got up through G, and I thought I might go ahead and get a couple done before December was over, but I don't think I am. I'm just going to carry the whole TBR over to next year and not even worry about it. I'm just going to I like doing the challenge. I like what's on my TBR, but it'll just take me as long as it takes me. And then I do still have 2 book clubs. If I can't get them on audio, then I might just skip I might just skip the book club books too. I don't know. I have so many goals that I want to accomplish that I am just going to try to maintain a better balance this year. So then that's about it as far as reading goals. I specifically, what it boils down to is whatever books I'm going to read in print have to be read by 8:30 in the morning, and I plan to not ever have more than 3 print books going at any given time, not including my devotion books. And if I want to pick back up in the evening, but I'm not good at that. I generally fall asleep after about a page. So sometimes in the middle of the day I will fall asleep after a page, but that's another story. And so now, other than reading, I have some eBay goals and some house cleaning goals and some weight loss goals. I will share my eBay goals. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Rebel, the Rebel Reseller. We used to do some regular Wednesday morning live streams where we just chatted about various things. But tomorrow night on her channel, we are going to do a live stream, and we're going to be talking about goal setting and what our goals are for 2023. So I'll share those there. And if you want to come over and join us, I hope you will. Then I also have some weight loss and health goals. I really need to get serious about that. And there's a few people from my church who are interested in starting a kind of a support group for each other for our own health and weight loss goals. So hopefully we'll be doing that very soon. And then I have a goal to clean my house, clean out all the storage spaces, get stuff listed that I have been saving for eBay. And I want to do that as quickly as possible because I might have made a commitment to my daughter, and my husband was there too, that before I brought anything else in the house to resell, I would get everything listed and get all my stuff gone through and sorted out and organized. That might take me all year. So I can't imagine not going to a library book sale for a whole year. Can you? So I need to get busy on that, and that is a huge goal in my life. So that's about it for my goals for 2023. I would love to know what your goals are. If you've done a video and I haven't seen it, let me know in the comments, and I want to come and watch it. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.